Guess what, guys? We found the owner. This thing is awesome. Look at all these people over here are checking this thing out. It's outrageous how beautiful this truck is. And Jim is the owner, and he's right there. Jim, how are you, man?
I'm doing good, Tom. Thank you.
Good. What's your last name again?
Jim McDaniel.
McDaniel. You're from?
Cumming, Georgia.
Cumming, Georgia.
Metro Atlanta.
A good Southern guy you are.
A good Southern guy, indeed.
Dude, what have you done here? This is over the top. I can't believe it. This truck is
even amazing to me.
I know, and he's like the owner. This doesn't make sense, but this is so much work that you put into it.
5 years.
5 years.
Yes, indeed.
And now you had somebody help you, right? What was their name?
Well, the shop that built the truck for me was Hot Rod Construction in Piedmont, South Carolina. And Dan Wickett is the owner of the company. They've got 9 just craftsmen, incredible craftsmen that work there. The shop does everything in-house except engines and chassis.
Wow.
They do their own interior. They do all the metal work. They do all the painting. They do
fab work, everything else.
Fab work,
yeah. Well, it is fabulous work, that's for sure.
It is, yeah.
So,
they do a great job.
Now,
and great people to work with, too.
That's true. Now, did you have this truck before you took it to them, or did they find it for you?
No, I had the truck since about 2010.
So you've had it. Was it a different look?
It was a panel truck.
Oh, wow.
So we turned the panel truck into a pickup truck.
That's cool. I love it.
And that allowed us to have no separation between the bed and the cab.
Go ahead and take a look at that.
So
Show
this
us how
part
that
right
is.
here, where a normal truck would have a separation, a separate bed and a separate cab.
Yes.
We're one piece.
That's
but then, of course, that creates complexity in the build.
Right, right. Now, your vision, you gave that vision to your guys and said, this is kind of what I want. And they helped you come to it, right?
A little bit better than that.
A little better than that?
Dave Kindig is a friend of mine.
Dave?
And so Dave Kindig and I designed this truck in 2012.
Wow.
And so we really didn't start with this company building it until probably 2018.
Okay.
You know, I had the same experience that a lot of people do. You went to one shop and they couldn't do it.
Oh, yeah.
And you had to pull it away from them, and then you figure out who you want to do business with.
I totally feel your pain. Totally. My truck, same thing.
Yeah.
Now I have Tom, who's our cameraman today. Everybody, that's Tom. So
Tom's doing a great job.
Tom does a great job with the camera and with the truck, but he is good on camera as well. So, but we want to talk about your vehicle.
Okay.
So you told us you had it as a panel. You chopped that back end off. Let's go back
what
that way.
What really happens, just so you know,
yes,
is you start right here at the A pillar and you cut everything off.
right.
So then you end up with a slight issue, and that is that this side is too high.
Mm-hmm.
So then we sectioned it 3.5 inches through the entire truck,
Wow.
right through the firewall. And so that drops everything down to a pleasant looking height
Exactly.
in here.
Now inside this tailgate and bed is, well, you don't find that at the dealer.
No, Chevrolet did not design or build this truck.
No.
So we did.
But it
But
started out as a Chevrolet.
Yes, it did.
That's
So you can basically say that from a foot back is all handmade. These
Wow.
corners, the tailgate, the bed, everything.
Is this real wood?
That is real wood with an exception.
Okay.
So the floor on the bottom is a mirror image of what you're seeing on the top.
That's gorgeous.
So
I wish
this
we
is,
could get under there and see it. But
well, you can crawl under there if you want to.
No, I'm too old a guy for that. Sorry.
So
Maybe Tom.
the wood is actually bonded to an aluminum panel.
Okay.
So this is zebra wood veneer.
Zebra wood veneer.
And it all is bonded together. We've got 3/4 inch steel square tubing running across that provides these strength to it.
Support,
and so there's no visible support for this, because when you put the two panels together, aluminum panels together, they become very hard.
Yes.
With the horizontal steel tubing.
Now, how did you get no gap? This is just wild how it just flows right up into the back of the tailgate.
Yeah,
There's no gap there at all.
This is, you're talking about right here?
Yeah, and I mean, normally you would see, maybe an inch, inch and a half when you fold it down, but
Well,
you're so tight.
It's an engineering feat. it's where you put this hinge
Oh,
right here.
And then you just make it fit and work.
And then this panel is all stiff, so you make it come up and have contact with air.
Wow.
That gives you the rigidity.
And then it's flared up a little bit to match the body lines here.
It matches the body line in this curve right here,
Right.
all perfectly.
Gorgeous.
In that. So all these panels were made separately.
Yes.
These panels are welded together because you have a curve this way and then you have a curve this way as well.
Compound curve, right? Exactly. And now this bumper is so tightly tucked in to the body. That's not a stock bumper, is
No,
it?
the bumper's handmade.
Wow.
There's a machine called a pull max.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you build a die of what you want the bumper to look like. You put a piece of aluminum in there, a straight piece, and it beats it into the shape you want.
I like the way you say that.
And
Beats it into
Yeah,
the
well,
way
basically
you want.
that's what happens. And then you have to build a buck
Yes.
to then make the curve. Once you've made this curve of the bumper, then you have to curve it this way
Right.
too.
That's gorgeous.
And then we made channels that it all fits into.
And it's tucked in there beautifully. And how about these taillights? Is this
So these taillights are all, this is CNC machined.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse Greening at Greening Automotive did this for us.
Thanks, Jesse.
And this tail light is actually a piece of acrylic that they CNC'd machined that as well.
Wow. Even with the fluting in it?
Yes. Well, what you do is you have you can't see it, but
Yeah.
there's all kind of lines in there.
Right.
So when the light comes on, it disperses the light
Right.
perfectly.
Yes.
And the same thing on the front.
That's beautiful. Well, let's go back around this way. We want to take a look inside and see what you did there. Oh, while we're going by, tell us about those wheels. Those are unusual wheels. What are those?
Well, those are 3-piece wheels, and they're from Billet Specialty in their B Forged line. And so they're 3-piece, and they put together the way you want them put together. And that's a 20-inch tire with Pirelli P0 rubber on it.
So
So
it
it's
probably grabs. Yeah. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
stick. It sticks good.
High-speed rubber for sure.
It looks beautiful on
Now,
there.
the spokes, and then of course the Wellwood brakes and everything on there. 13-inch brakes
Yeah.
on it. So it's in
Yep.
good
Vented
shape.
brakes. Yep. Now looking inside, first of all, what kind of door handle is that?
So this is a Jaguar door handle
Beautiful.
that we put a micro switch in, so it's an electric door handle,
So it just pops it open.
and it pops the door open.
Nice. And then that interior is leather and carpet, but you also have some wood accents in there
And
as
we
well.
have wood accents. So
I love it.
there's no paint on the inside because you can't match paint to leather. And
This
so
is
the
leather
entire
wrapped?
Yep.
Okay.
So the entire inside of this truck is leather.
Wow. Every little inch. Wow.
Yes.
Beautiful. And the gauges, what do you have on the gauge cluster?
The gauge cluster is Classic Instruments. They custom designed that for me.
Wow.
And then PPG matched the paint to the leather,
Right.
and they silk screened the background.
Love it. Now, is it a stick? Yes. What is it? A 5-6 speed?
It's a 5-speed Tremec.
Tremec motor, Tremec transmission.
Yeah.
Under-
Mhm.
And so behind that, in front of that Tremec, what's the motor?
Well, this is based on to look like a 1958 pickup truck. So,
Yes.
So when you get into the front, and anybody that knows Chevrolet,
Mhm.
in 1958 they introduced the first big block,
Yes.
and that was a 348 W motor, which became the 409,
Wow.
like that.
You're
so
a fountain. He's a fountain of knowledge.
Well,
He's
I'm a
really-
fountain. for
He's a
sure.
fountain.
But,
Maybe a fountain of beer. I don't know.
So we
We'll have to see
found
about that.
a 348 block
Yeah.
that was manufactured November 1957.
Perfect.
And then we took, that was really the only thing that was stock. Everything else was brand new
Yeah.
in it. We dynoed it out. We had two 4 barrels on it at the time.
Let's go take a look at that while we're talking about it. Let's see what you got. So you were at the 2 4 barrels.
So we dynoed it with 2 4 barrels at 560 horsepower and
Wow.
570 pound-feet of torque. Now then it's got fuel injection on it. 2 fuel injectors.
Who makes the fuel injection? Is that
Those were Hollies,
like snipers or
the HPs.
HPs? Okay.
Yeah. And then we custom built the air cleaner, and
Nice.
it gets the air from underneath there
So it comes under and back down.
into the yes.
I like that.
Yeah. And
Now I was noticing your reservoirs for your brake. Are there 3 separate brake reservoirs?
yeah, you have a hydraulic clutch,
Mm-hmm.
and you've got a front brake and a back brake.
Oh,
In there.
okay. So yeah, it's all built in under that firewall.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And
It goes. All the levers and everything are behind the firewall.
That's gorgeous.
So the little cap that you see there,
Over on the
that is the hydraulic fluid for the power steering.
okay.
And on the other side over there, it's the expansion tank for the radiator.
And the radiator's tucked nicely in there.
The radiator's right under here.
Yeah, I love it. Super clean.
So another cool, this is a Billet Specialty front runner system.
mm-hmm.
They make a cool, tight system for the 409 engines. So we use that.
You got lucky there,
Yeah.
huh?
Another cool thing about this this hood
Yeah.
is it's linear actuated. So it'll
Okay.
come down. And these pins right here are linear
Nice.
actuated pins,
And they pull in.
and they pull in and out. So when
Okay.
you activate them, they lock the hood into place.
Beautiful. And that goes right into these nice little receptacle holes there. I love that, how smooth that is.
Yeah. While we're here, one of the other nice things that you see the copper and the black,
Yes.
but people don't see the pinstripe.
Right
it's
inside there. Yeah.
The shop laid that out with tape
Wow.
and sprayed it. And then
That's work.
They came in with the clear, and they feathered the clear in there, so you can't even feel the line.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that's what show quality is all about.
So like the back, you take the first foot of the front is all handmade.
Even the grill and the
Oh,
bumper.
the
Well, the
bumper,
bumper
the
is
grill.
definitely.
The grill was handmade.
'Cause that looks very.
The bumper was
authentic.
handmade.
And the quad headlights. You had the buckets built
Well,
for those.
We made the buckets for these. This eyelash, if you will,
Yeah.
was
Or
moved out
brow.
an inch.
So it's an inch out.
On stock, it would be into about right here.
Wow.
So we moved that out.
So you brought that
So
out.
it gives more characteristic to it.
I love it.
Um,
I love it.
We dropped this piece down
Yep.
about an inch
And this rolls under.
and
Like
added
that.
this there. So it
Yeah.
narrowed this. One of the things you needed to do with this truck was get the bulkiness out of the front of it as
Yes.
much as you could.
It is. Yeah.
And
that
so I think
original,
we pretty much accomplished it with
that
the air
original
dam
look.
and everything else. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's an air dam that's all form fitted right into it as well. Wow.
Yeah,
I
the
tell
air
you.
dam comes off, and
Oh,
the
okay.
builder did that so when I run over something, he can fix it.
You're out driving this, are you? Okay.
Well, this is ready for the road.
Yeah, I'm sure
It's
it's
got
all
an
good.
Art Morrison chassis under it.
Okay.
He custom built it for us,
Nice.
and it's ready to go.
Now I was just noticing that over your windshield is you have a slight overhang.
Well, that's a good question right there,
Yeah.
because this overhang. Remember, we cut this from here back,
Right.
so this overhang was 2 inches.
Okay.
So we made it an inch. We cut it back an inch.
Narrowed it in there.
Then
yeah.
we pancaked the hood,
Right.
and then by the time you fit it all together, it looks like you chopped the top
Yes.
because it has this look to it.
It does.
But we didn't.
You're fooling everybody.
It's fooling everybody, and that's because of the way we had to mold all this in
Yeah.
together. And remember, we had to rebuild all the B pillars,
Right.
and we had to rebuild the back of the cab and the front of the
the bed.
tailgate of
Yeah.
the bed. Yeah,
Now you call it El Cameo.
correct.
Is that what these were badged as at the time?
Well, this was
It was a-
never built by Chevrolet.
Right.
This
exactly.
was our imagination.
So El Cameo
is a play on the El Camino, which came out a year later, and the Cameo, which was stopped a year before.
Exactly. Okay, so it's a mashup.
So I'm
basically.
having lunch with Dave Kindig, and I
Yes.
said, we've got to name this thing. And he said, oh, El Cameo,
Just like that.
just like that.
Well,
Yeah.
you know Dave.
And then he
very
he
creative.
designed that emblem while
Yeah.
we were eating lunch on a piece of paper. He just sort of drew it out.
Oh, to only have that kind of talent, though. Wow.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. I can't wait to meet him one day. So, hey, Dave, if you hear this, if you see this or hear this, invite us to your shop, okay? Well, I'll tell you what, Jim, this is like one of the coolest trucks I have seen
Well, thank you.
in a long time. And I see a lot of cool trucks, but wow, over the top.
One of none.
One of none, exactly. I love it. So guys, this is Jim, and this is his truck, and thank you so much for showing us.
Thank you so much, sir. Glad to do it.
I think you're gorgeous. This
And
this
thank
whole
you for
truck.
your interest.
And
We
you're
really
a
appreciate
good-looking guy too.
Well,
You know, he's an all right looking guy. So
maybe I was at one time.
oh, weren't we all?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
All right. Well, guys, we're gonna head out and say bye to Jim for now, but we have a lot to show you. So stick around.